Viewers, at least 26 innocent lives were snuffed out mercilessly by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam. Among the victims of the cowardly terror attack are at least 2 foreign nationals, one from Nepal and another from UAE. At least 5 people who were injured are hospitalized. Times Now has accessed the sequence of events. According to sources, terrorists came down from the hills at around 2:30 p.m. yesterday and asked for identification of the tourists. They separated men from women and children before going on a shooting spree for about 5 minutes. The area where the killings took place doesn't come under army because of civilian presence. However, one army personnel who was present at the spot tried saving lives of tourists and told civilians to run for cover. And in fact, we're getting some more inputs on this particular story. Army has issued a statement informing that the search operation to hunt terrorists is currently underway and all efforts are being made to bring the attackers to justice. That's the update that is coming in as far as the Pahalgam terror attack is concerned. Army has issued a statement informing that the search operation to hunt the terrorists is currently underway and all efforts are being made to bring the attackers to justice. Remember, 26 people lost their lives in this terror attack and several others have been injured. And in fact, my colleague Pradeep Datta and Yavar are joining us with more details on this story. Pradeep, what is the latest update as far as the search operation is concerned?
See, three-pronged operation has already been launched. Right now, the team of Army, Special Operation Group of Police and CRPF, they have already launched three-pronged operation right from Anantnag and other areas in South Kashmir, including Pahalgam. And they're also plugged entry and exit point because from Pahalgam they can easily move toward the Kishtwar and other areas also. So they have plugged those areas also. And since yesterday we have seen that all the top Army officers as well as police officers, they are monitoring the situation. Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi was well concerned about what really happened back home. Immediately after that, he had called Home Minister Amit Shah and asked him to visit Kashmir Valley. Late night, we have seen that there was a security review meeting that was going on. They have already intensified operation against these terrorists. But yes, definitely there is going to be a tough stand that will be taken by the government of India, because last time also we have seen that after Uri attack, there was a CCS meeting and immediately after that a surgical strike was launched. And same thing had happened during the Pulwama bombing also in 2019 when the second surgical strike was launched. And this time also we are expecting that some tough stand will be taken and some tough decisions will be taken by the government of India to ensure that Pakistan and Pak proxy do not succeed in their nefarious design and sinister plot. And right now, operation is continuing. They are looking for those terrorists who are believed to be behind this horrific and dastardly, cowardly attack on tourists. 26 tourists have lost their lives and more than 18 are said to be injured, and some of them are undergoing treatment in hospital. It happened yesterday at about 2:30 when these terrorists who were wearing combat fatigue, they came out to Baisaran village, Baisaran area in Pahalgam in South Kashmir, and they started targeting people and they first started identifying them. And it was because of the faith they started targeting people, and that's what we had been told by the eyewitnesses also and the family members who have survived this attack. And since then the operation is continuing because it was the area where this attack took place. It was about 7 kilometers away from Pahalgam. There is no motorable road. Either you have to go via ponies or you have to walk to that area. And that's one of the reasons it took some time for the security agencies to reach there and to airlift all those people who had been injured because of the firing. And since then the operation right now is continuing. Northern Command Lieutenant General Sushindra is also there on spot. He is also monitoring the situation. They are trying to ensure that these terrorists are eliminated at earliest, because what actually is right now the sources are saying that this was a group of Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists and this planning was going on for quite some time. Reason being that Pakistan is completely rattled with one thing. One, that the extradition of the Havar Rana. Second, they are trying to divert attention from problem back home.
All right, Pradeep and Yavar, please stay with us. Here's a horrific testimony of a survivor of this terror attack. Spine-chilling account where she says that she was targeted for being a non-Muslim. Listen in.
अपने आप बोलिए ना मुझे
क्या बोलते थे
यहाँ पे नहीं आप टेंशन मत लो. अब बेटा आप यहाँ पे रहो, हम साथ में. मैडम ये जो भीड़ साहब है प्रेसिडेंट, आप टेंशन मत लो.
मेरे बेटे का बच्चा लो.
हम बचा देगा, कोई बात नहीं. भैया तो करेंगे फोन दब से मन युवा डिजाइन किया है. ठीक है हम बचा देंगे ना, आप टेंशन मत लो. मैं आ रहा हूँ. मैं कहाँ पे आपका ये हस्बैंड क्या हुआ इसको क्या हुआ?
Please ask for help. We don't need.
Okay, don't worry. You okay? You need a water, sir?
Sir, we'll manage. Just ask for help.
Okay, you firstly you give the hands water, drop of water. Take a drop of water, sir.
And we have some more inputs coming in on this story. In view of the terrorist attack in Kashmir, Prime Minister Modi has decided to leave his Saudi Arabia trip midway. Sources say that he skipped the official dinner hosted by Saudi Arabia as he decided to return to India. As soon as he reaches India, he will be holding a review of the security situation. CCS or Cabinet Committee on Security meeting could be held. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who rushed to Srinagar last evening, is also expected to return to Delhi by evening to attend the crucial security review meeting. In fact, my colleague Yavar is with us with more details on this. Yavar, Prime Minister Modi has cut short his Saudi Arabia visit. In fact, Union Home Minister Amit Shah held a high-level review meeting yesterday. What more details are we gathering as far as the meeting is concerned?
Well, exactly. There are the crucial hours that's coming in for the entire country, because there will be a high-level security review meeting that will be chaired by Prime Minister himself. And yesterday evening there was a back-to-back meetings that were held with the Chief Minister and then to the security agencies by the Home Minister. We have been given the understanding that the Home Minister has directed the security officials to intensify operations and crash down those who are behind this heinous crime. In fact, he has given a free hand for the security forces in the matter of the ongoing operation that's being done there. Now, there was a first statement that came in from the army yesterday in which they clarified that the operation has been intensified in the area. As my colleague Pradeep was rightly saying, that the area is very tricky and very catchy because there was a motorable road there. Either you have to take the horses or by foot, because yesterday I have been saying that this is a tracking spot. That's why the militants, they chose this particular area, because they know if they inflict the casualties there, there will be the lot of the chaos that will be witnessed there. That's why it takes the security force a bit of a time to reach there, but somehow they got the aircrafts there, they airlifted the patients from there. So this was a very swift track that has been developed by the administration and the security agencies all together. But right now, as I'm speaking to you, there has been the casualties that were inflicted, 26 casualties. Among them, one is a local Kashmiri. He's basically from the Anantnag, Saeed Adil Hussain, have been identified there, and we have been given the understanding that these patients are admitted at various hospitals, be it the Army's 92 base hospital or at the schemes that the main territory hospital of the Kashmir or in the GMC Anantnag. So the first priority for the Home Minister today will to visit the hospital to have the health inquiry of the injured. After that, he will be visiting the Pahalgam and will have the first-hand stock of the ground operation that's been going on since past 20 hours now there. As I'm speaking to you right now, a lot of developments are on the cards, but for now the Home Minister will go to the hospital first, then to the Pahalgam, and we have been told that in the first hours, that's the morning hours, he's expected for this particular schedules. Back to you.
All right, Yavar and Pradeep, please stay with us. We now show you the moment of attack where the gunshots can be clearly heard. Take a look. And in the wake of horrific terror attack in Pahalgam, security forces are on high alert. Security has been heightened throughout Jammu and Kashmir, with vehicle checks being carried out in different parts of the Union Territory, including Aknoor in Jammu. A high-level security and law and order review meeting was called in Jammu, which was to be chaired by IG of Jammu Police and Divisional Commissioner. In fact, high alert has also been sounded in the national capital, Delhi, as well as Mumbai. Sources say that Delhi police have been instructed to keep a close watch on tourist places and also other important places in the national capital. Delhi police will maintain a strict vigil, especially in areas with heavy footfall. Special security arrangements have also been made at crowded areas in and around New Delhi and Central Delhi. Mumbai police officials have also been instructed to remain more alert and vigilant. So not just Jammu and Kashmir, in fact, security has also been heightened in the national capital as well as Mumbai. And special security arrangements have been made at crowded areas in and around New Delhi as well as Central Delhi. On the other hand, Mumbai police officials have also been instructed to remain more alert and vigilant. We are getting some more inputs on this. Finance Minister to cut short US visit after terror attack in Pahalgam. Finance Minister to return from US in view of the terrorist attack that took place in Pahalgam yesterday. So that's the update that is coming in. Finance Minister will be cutting short the US visit after the terror attack in Pahalgam. In fact, my colleague Rishabh is now joining us with more details on this. Rishabh, over to you.
What they're going to do, some finance minister who was on a 10-day visit to the United States to attend the G20 head of central bank summit, World Bank summit, as well as IMF summit that was scheduled in the United States, has decided to cut short her visit and return to India. Remember, she only left on 20th and had barely reached the United States when this terror attack has taken place in Pahalgam. Both finance minister and prime minister were out of country, and prime minister cut short his visit to Saudi Arabia and is returning and will be landing in India anytime now, while finance minister who is in the United States have decided to cut short her visit and would be returning to India. Remember, finance minister is also part of the cabinet committee on securities, and hence her presence in the national capital right now is important. So we will see CCS once both Home Minister and Finance Minister are back in New Delhi. Home Minister rushed to Jammu and Kashmir last evening, had held multiple meetings in Srinagar, would be visiting the slain victims who have died because of this terror attack, and would be returning to New Delhi by evening. A CCS is expected late in the day today.
Right, Rishabh, also this incident has, terror attack has raised a lot of questions, and the biggest question is that has infiltration really come to an end in the valley?
Infiltration has definitely not come to an end. The sources, many reports suggest that there were Pakistani outfits who are behind this attack, and in a way, few reports suggest that there were 4 terrorists, out of which 2 were foreign nationals. And this is very clear that, this is the beginning of the tourist season in Jammu and Kashmir. By doing this, they're trying to use the fear psychosis to hamper the tourism in Jammu and Kashmir. That will lead to problems for the locals who would, and if you see the chronology of how the things have happened, you see the Pakistani Army chief making that statement at the expat day. Then we have the Rawalkot meeting by Lashkar-e-Taiba, and then this meeting happens. In a way, very categorically, this is a frustration from Pakistan about their failure in Balochistan and other avenues that is being unleashed on India. India sadly is paying back for its neighbors' misdeeds, but definitely, in a way, the infiltration has not stopped. The infiltration is happening, and there are certain reports that the security forces have been submitting to the government as well, that infiltrations are happening, and this is definitely a big setback to the central government.
Absolutely. All right, Rishabh, thank you for getting us those details. In fact, viewers, Times Now learns through internal security sources that Pahalgam is part of a diabolical plan by Pakistan to use banned terror outfits Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, who in turn are using small hit squads to carry out senseless killings. The terror attack carried out before the Amarnath Yatra is meant to disturb peace and also create fear among the pilgrims and tourists. Sources say that this terror module is trained to carry out targeted killings and then hide in forested areas and higher reaches. Sources also say that a relatively new module, Falcon Squad, has received a large consignment of sophisticated weapons, which is now being used for targeted killings and attacks on security personnel. With Pakistan terror footprints emerging in the cowardly terror attack, sources say that National Investigation Agency will soon take over the case. Senior officials from the NIA had visited Sonmarg recently and will also be travelling to Pahalgam today. My colleague Pradeep Datta continues to stay with us. Pradeep, give us more details about this Falcon squad as the Pakistan terror footprints are emerging in this terror attack clearly. Tell us more about this particular squad whose name has emerged in this attack and who have received a large consignment of sophisticated weapons.
See, one has to understand, because for the last 4 or 5 years, ever since Article 370 has been abrogated, Pakistan was losing grip over Kashmir. And we have seen that the people of Kashmir Valley, they had rejected terror and they had almost said goodbye to separatism also, and they were busy with their tourism activities. So Pakistan wanted to do something, and we have seen that recently Asim Munir had given a lecture also, and then there was a meeting in Khaigala area in Rawalakot where we had seen that how the Lashkar terrorists were seen spewing venom against India. They said the beheading will continue and they will keep on targeting people there in Kashmir Valley. That itself was an indicator that something really is going to happen. Falcon squad, which yes, it's again one of the group of the Lashkar-e-Toiba, because they have been said to have received large consignment of arms and ammunition, and they had been given a target to go for these targeted killings, because that way they know that they can't go for direct confrontation with Indian army. It will not be that easy. So the best option for them is to generate fear psychosis by either targeting tourists or either targeting the members of the minority community, so that they can make their presence felt. Now, to look at the timing of this attack, at a time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Saudi Arabia, and then J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States of America, was on a 4-day visit to India. Because whenever there is a high-profile visit, we have seen in Kashmir Valley that there had always been a bigger attack. We saw this thing happening in 2000 when Bill Clinton was in Jammu and Kashmir. That time was in India. That time also we had seen that terrorists had massacred 35 Sikhs in Chatti Singhpura area. Right. And this time also Pradeep, they wanted to stay with us.
We now tell our viewers more about the terror attack that happened in Pahalgam yesterday, in which the footprints of Pakistan are emerging now. As per sources, Times Now is learning from where did the terrorists come. The terrorists came from across the border. And how many terrorists were there? There were 3 to 5 terrorists who are believed to be involved in this deadly terror attack in Pahalgam. 2 to 3 terrorists were directly involved in the killings out of the 3 to 5 terrorists. Now, which group is responsible for this attack? TRF, Lashkar-e-Taiba offshoot, and they have taken responsibility for this attack. In fact, Lashkar group is believed to be behind this deadly attack. Lashkar terrorists recently met in Rawalakot in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and the terror group vowed to intensify attacks. And with that, we're now slipping into a very short break, but we'll be right back with more information on this particular story that we're tracking.